Hey everyone! Well, we're here. We're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and the MLM we will be talking about today is Plexus. Today's video we will be talking about Plexus's Power of 3, which they highly recommend every person that joins Plexus to want to do, to try and duplicate. And if you guys have seen my last Plexus video, the guy that we watched, he was really into pie, and he also talked about the power of 3.
You get Plexus points. Now, I want to show you what this looks like in what we call the power of 3. The power of 3 is simple. If you imagine that you're at the top of this graph.
Hold on. Zoom in. Does this look like... Does this look like anything to anybody else? Like, I don't know, maybe a certain shape that is related to a certain scheme. Another thing about this video is that in the title of the video, she uses the word biz. And, real business owners do usually call it a biz with a Z. Super professional, right? So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really like it, please subscribe. Please check out my links in the description below. I have a link to my Patreon. I have uploaded 2 videos this week or last week or whenever, depending on when you watch this. And I'm going to be uploading 2 more extra videos of content this week. And I upload usually 1 video extra a week. So you're always getting extra content from me over there when you join the 2nd tier, and your name is always displayed at the end of each video when you are a part of either tier. So if that interests you, or you'd like to check out my Poshmark or my social medias, make sure to check out the description below. And with that pretty short intro out of the way, let's get started.
Hello. My name is I am a diamond ambassador with Plexus, and I'm super excited to get to talk to you about some things that I think will really help catapult your business in the right direction, and bring the element of joy into building this that I think so many of us love. Right? I've heard a quote many times in my life that said, if you find a career that you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And so I'm going to talk to you about one of the things that brings me the most joy, and that is creating people who want, not creating people, but developing people and giving them the skill set who want to do this with me, who are open to building this thing with me. So some people will call it the power of 3. Some people will talk about the power of going silver and helping people do the same thing. So that's kind of what I'm going to focus on today. What do you do if you have the idea that you want to build this business? What is the best way for you to be successful in doing so? So let me share my screen with you. Okay, so here's what I know. I worked way harder than I had to the first probably 3 years of my business. I just felt the responsibility to do everything myself, and that if I just do enough, then that's going to be what gets me to my goal. And here's what I found. Linking arms with other people and working together towards a collective goal and a collective vision is always the way to win.
But isn't the point of joining this business is because you want to be your own boss, and you want to set your own hours, and you want to do it yourself? So when she says she started at Plexus, she was doing it all herself, and that was working way harder than she needed to. And the easier way to do it is to link arms, but really have a bunch of people underneath you who are selling and getting more people underneath them, so that some residual income flows up to her and she gets that commission based off of sales. Really weird how that works. It's such a weird thing that they throw out, like, be your own boss, make your own hours, blah, blah, blah. But really then the moment you get in, it's work with this person, do this for your upline, do this for the team. Don't you need to be a part of the team? Work with the team, which is like, yes, it is nice to work with a team. But when you preach and promote this basically work for yourself mentality, but it's really not, I mean, come on. Like, come on.
Right? It's always the way to get to your goals quicker. It's always the way to help other people be successful. And that's where the joy in this comes from. right? So one thing that I noticed early on was that I didn't have a tool to give people who wanted to be successful sharing. That was a gap there. And now we have all kinds of resources. So you're in luck. And then another thing that I noticed was I overcomplicated the process. You guys, if you're open to building a business with Plexus, just know what we do is very simple. Okay. It is very, very simple. We provide solutions for people who struggle with health issues, financial concerns. We have solutions for that. And so you just have to be willing to talk to people about Plexus and teach people to do the same thing. So there's really no reason for us to overcomplicate the process, right? Okay, here's what I want you to know. The business.
Do you see it? I hope you see it. I know you see it. And yet they still never see it. She makes this graphic. I guarantee she made this graphic and didn't think anything of it. Just like, yeah, no, this makes sense. This makes perfect sense.
Is simple. Very, very, very simple. And so I want you guys to know that. I'll give you a second to just look at this graph on.
You're so kind to let us look at it, like really focus in on what it looks like. Like you, and then you have 3 people or 5 people underneath you, something like that. I don't know why it's 5. I don't know why there's 5, but it's 3. So 15? You got 15 people underneath you?
Screen. You'll see that you are at the very, very top. That's important because all of the belief, all of the vision, all of the excitement and energy that your business has will come from you. It will come from you. Do you believe that the products that you have solve problems? If the answer is yes, then you will have that energy in your team. Do you believe that this opportunity could be a blessing for others? You do? Good, great. That energy will be on your team and you'll have the confidence to share both with people and teach them to do the same thing. So when you join Plexus and you decide that you want to take advantage of the referral, you want to take advantage of the fast start bonuses, your first job is to go find your 3 people who want to do this with you. Now, for some of
that's your first job when you join the business, is to find 3 other people who also either want to do the business or you beg and plead your family member to join the business. It's not go out there and sell product. It's go out there and find people who want to join the business as well. Yeah, that makes sense. See, when they say this stuff, clearly it's go out there and recruit. You can word it however you want. It's you're sharing the opportunity. You are, changing lives. However you want to word it. It doesn't matter if you wrap the box in the prettiest wrapping paper with the biggest bow and the nicest note. If you give it to the person and they open it and still what is inside is recruitment, it is what it is at the core of it all. It doesn't matter how much they try and weave around it every which way. It's recruitment. You can word it how you want, but saying, when you first start this business, just get out there and get 3 people. That's recruitment. You're not saying go out there and go sell the product. You're saying go out there and get 3 people, and then you're going to teach those people how to get 3 people, and then those people how to get 3 people. And that's the whole idea of something, and again, what I say is that the products are just a front, it's that pretty wrapping paper. But at the core of it all, it's recruitment. That's the issue that everybody has. The products, depending on what it is, are a big part of it, but it's the recruitment aspect. It's the push of the recruitment aspect. You are just trying to recruit people. Yeah, great, there's some products, woohoo, but I doubt she'll talk about products in this. We're looking at this graphic and it is what it is, and we're looking exactly at what it is. It looks like what it is because it is what it is.
That's going to be your mom, your sister, and your best friend.
Of course, your cousin, your favorite coworker, and your aunt, your sister, your mother-in-law, and it's find your 3 best people, then ask them to find their 3 best people, and then ask them to find their 3 best people, and then so on and so on and so on. But again, they act like it's just so easy. Maybe the mom, the sister, and the best friend don't want to do this. Maybe they don't want to pay for this. Maybe one of them does, and then they ask 3 of their favorite people. They don't want to do it either. They act like you just ask people, and there we go. That's it. That's why it's so easy. You just ask 3 people and woohoo.
Some of you, it's going to be a coworker, a sister, and a family member, right? It's going to just be 3 people in your life who generally tend to want to support you in whatever it is you're doing. That's where we normally start. But then look at the power if you teach those people to do the same thing. You guys can see when you get your first 3 people, that's called going silver. And the average silver makes about $150.
It really is, instead of asking your mom, your sister, and your best friend to join Plexus and then you average $150, just ask all 3 of those people to give you $150. So much quicker. You don't have to take taxes out. That's a positive.
Well, that's nice, right? That covers the cost of their product. Then look at the next row. If you teach your people how to go silver, well, now you're at senior silver. And that average income is anywhere from about $275 to $300 a month. Well, now we're talking, right?
So if you get 3 people and then those people get 3 people, you now have 12 people on your team and you are averaging not even $300. That, to me, 12 people on your team is quite a lot for a business that is supposed to be something that you're just out there selling a product, because that's a lot easier, instead of just being like, oh, you just get these 9, 12, 15, 100 people on your team. It's that easy.
Right? But if you teach those people how to teach those people, now you're at the 3rd rank in the company.
You act like it's so easy. I know I keep saying this, but like, you act like, because if it was really, honestly, this easy that you just find 3 people, 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 so on, so on, so on, so on, then there'd be a lot more people who are a lot more successful at this. However, you are dependent on not only, each person to find 3 people, but for everybody to stay. And at a certain point, people are like, I no longer want to do this. Like, I don't like this. I'm out. This isn't what I thought it was. And a lot of people back out. So then you have to not only maybe you find a new 3rd person or 2nd person or whatever, but maybe they need to find 3 new people. They never talk about how like people need to stay in order for this to start to accumulate over time. And it's a lot harder to get everyone to stay, because if someone goes 3 months and they don't have 3 people, they're like, I'm out, then that bumps you back and you derank.
And the only people you even had to recruit were your first 3.
I mean, yes, technically, but again, what if your mom doesn't want to do it anymore? Then you have to find another person, and you could have more people underneath you because, maybe your mom doesn't want 3 people. Maybe your sister doesn't want to do 3 people. So then, yeah, you have those 3 people underneath you, but if they don't find 3 people, this duplication process isn't going to work. So you have to find more people underneath you who are willing to find 3 people who find 3 people. It's not that easy.
So this is the power of 3 in kind of a nutshell. And now if this is still a little muddy, that's okay.
In kind of a nutshell, it's pretty self-explanatory. I gotta give them credit. It's very self-explanatory compared to most MLMs. They kind of like try and make it look and have like weird branches that go different ways. Plexus, they just straight up tell you, yeah, if you find 3 people, find 3 people, find 3 people, then you're rich.
Way more.
Because all that money from all those people flows up to you. Isn't that great? You didn't have to do anything and you're making money.
To help clear it up. Okay, right here, I want you to pay attention to how the points work. So when you teach people duplication, people get excited. And they get excited because they realize it's not all on me. This does not all sit on my shoulders. I get to do this with people. So when you go silver, you have your first 3 people, that allows you to be compensated for the first 5 levels in your organization, which is super nice. So what this graph tells us is that if you have 3 ambassadors on your first level, they're worth 5 points each. That's 15 points. Okay. If you teach them to do the same thing, that would give you 9 ambassadors on level 2, plus the 3 that you had. So that's where
at level 5, You have 243 people in your downline. 250 people, basically. That's so many. That's more than so many small businesses. A lot of small businesses are just one person, maybe two. If they expand a little bit, maybe they have 5. 250? That's a lot.
End up with 60 points. So you can kind of follow this chart down. But basically what I want you to see here is that if you follow the duplication system down, by the time you get to that 5th level.
Another thing that I don't like that she keeps saying is like, you do this. Like, you teach people how to get 3 people. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Like, you just get 3 other people to do this with me. I don't understand this whole teaching logic. Like, it's very straightforward. And again, once you, like, okay, let's say I pull in 3 people, right? Let's say I pull in my mom, my sister, and, I don't know, my husband? Sure. My mom, my sister, and my husband. What they do, unless I find people and I put them underneath them, like I have them technically be the ones that recruit them, I have no power anymore. If they recruit, that's them. It benefits me, but it's not something I have control of anymore in my business. I have no control over who they speak to, how many people they get, if those people are staying, what those people are buying. I have no control over that. Even my mom, my sister, and my husband, I don't really have any control over them if they keep buying into the business and they stay in my downline. I don't really have control over that. I only have control on if I specifically talk to people and I get them a part of my downline, or if someone goes through my link on like whatever MLM I'm a part of and they buy from me. That's the only things that I have control of in my own business. I don't get a say of who my husband decides to pull in. I mean, maybe I could talk him into certain people, but if he says, hey, this person who, you aren't really friends with, but they're willing to join, is that cool? I'm never going to say no. So it's like, if I had my own business and I hired my own employees, I would specifically sit down and I could choose, and it would really mean something of who I'm hiring because that's some real trust. In an MLM, it doesn't matter. Everyone counts. You can bring in anyone. People you don't like, that's why we see all the time of people who were once high school bullies asking the people who they bullied to be a part of their downline because they're so desperate. They don't care anymore. It's anyone is somebody they want to bring into their business because it doesn't matter. But if you did own your own business and you got to the point where you did need employees, it really does matter, and it's really important who you bring in. But not in an MLM. So saying this whole you basically, the only power you have is who directly is in your downline, but at the same time it doesn't matter because you could ask 1 million people and 3 say yes, and maybe they weren't the 3 that you thought they were, so you don't really even have that much power. Went on a rant.
You're looking at 1,248 points. You guys, that is within, like, you can practically smell the emerald pool that you'll be knocking on. That's a 6-figure rank. That's a Plexus Lexus.
Hold on. So you're saying that with almost 250 people a part of your downline, that is just knocking on the door of the 6-figure salary? Just knocking on the door there? 250 people. So you need more than 250 people on your team to be making the 6 figures that they always promise. That's exhausting.
That's a luxury vacation for you and your husband, and all simply from teaching people a system of duplication. Sometimes I think when people think about network marketing, they think, oh, I've got to have contacts. I have to have 500 people in my direct level 1. How will I ever find 500 people?
I don't think anybody thinks that. No. When people think direct, MLMs, they think of levels. They think of pyramid schemes. And so they think that downlines create downlines, create downlines, create downlines. Not that it's all one giant line. Nobody thinks that.
And when you can show them, girl, you don't have to have 500.
You just have to have 500 people underneath you, just not on one level.
3, who then will know 3 people you don't know. And then those 3 people, they'll know 3 people that you don't know. And so you just teach them how to connect with their 3, and then help them teach them how to connect with their 3. And guys, somewhere along this way, you're going to sign up a rock star. You're going to sign up somebody who doesn't just add 3, they add 15 or they add 30. And along the way, your team is going to just get bigger and bigger and bigger. When you teach width, when you go wide, when you're recruiting your people every month, you're recruiting 3 people because you want to try to go silver every month. And the wider that you're getting, the depth to your team will come as a byproduct of that. So I think one thing that's really important is that we need to know everyone needs what you have. Everyone knows someone who struggles with gut issues, with digestive issues, with migraines, with low energy, with stubborn weight, with skin problems, with sleep problems. And if you'll just say, hey, listen, who do you know that struggles with this? Who do you know that shares your same concerns? Who comes to mind that also has
I hate this
condition? What if I could help you talk to them? Do you see how not threatening that is? Do you see how loving and serving that is?
I don't, because you're wanting to profit off of them. You joined a business where you get a commission based off of the products. This isn't a genuine organic reach out. It's because you want them to not only buy from you, but hopefully join the business underneath you. So there's an ulterior motive to asking them, or sharing the products with them, reach out to someone who could need this product. When somebody's paid, they get commission from a product, they're going to be biased about it. So maybe this won't work for them, but they're like, you're like, well, I get money from it, so I don't really care.
Everyone needs what you have, and everyone knows someone who needs what you have. So when you help someone go fast start silver, guys, we have a program in Plexus called Fast Start Silver. It's not even just going silver. If you go silver at any time in your business, you make a silver bonus, okay? But if you add 3 people to your organization within your first 30 days, you get compensated a ton.
Wow. See, and this is another thing. And I know I've talked about this in plenty of other MLMs because they bring it up. You get bonuses for recruiting. The faster you recruit, the more you recruit, the more bonuses you get. So they reward you heavily for recruitment. This isn't like Fast Start Silver. If you sell $500 in your first 30 days, we will, give you $100 for that. No, it's if you get 3 people within your first 30 days, we'll give you, probably some sort of something. So that's when you get your mom, your sister, and your best friend, because you're like, I get a bonus for signing 3 people up. Oh, it's so easy. And it tricks their mind like, oh, it really is just so easy to get people to sign up. Yeah, because you're asking people who are more likely to say yes because they want to support you. So you're getting all those warm and fuzzy feelings, and you're like, oh, this is great. This is exactly what they promised me. But then the longer you're a part of it, it's not what they promised you. It's a lot more difficult than what it is. But they want you to feel all great, warm, and fuzzy when you first sign up and think that everything is exactly what they promised, because that's what they want you to think. They want you to stay as long as possible, and they want you to believe in this dream and this opportunity that's not real.
Talking hundreds of dollars. $350 is around what you make when you add 3 people in your first 30 days. So that's a lot of money. For some people, that's a car payment. It's a grocery bill for the month. You need to be excited when you tell somebody, hey, listen, congratulations. I'm so excited that you've joined Plexus. You're going to love your product.
Here's another thing, though, is that, it's so ridiculous. Well, duh. That they want you to already start recruiting right away. Right away. You barely know anything about the business, and they want you to sell the business opportunity. I think that's so how that doesn't hit people more, I guess, before they sign up. Like, or even shortly after they sign up. Like, I barely know anything about this business, and they already want me to start selling the opportunity to people. I know that in certain MLMs, or maybe all of them, I'm not sure, even before people get their starter kits, uplines are telling them to start recruiting. It's like, how can you sell this lifestyle, this opportunity to anyone when you know nothing about it? You're just selling an idea because, as far as you know, that's all it is. But you think, oh, well, they did it, so I'll probably get to where they are, so I'll just start selling it now. It's just, it would be like if you started a new job and they were talking to you about it, and then they said, okay, in about 10 minutes, a new hire is going to come in and you're going to start training them. And it's like, but I know nothing. I don't even know what I'm doing for my job. Why would I start training somebody to do what I do when I don't even know what I'm doing? So when you put it in that context, it sounds crazy. Like, you would never expect someone who doesn't know how to do their job to train somebody else to do your job. But in an MLM, I mean, as long as you click the join button, you're a part of someone's downline, start selling the opportunity. They don't care.
I can't wait for them to get here. And did you know that with Plexus, with your wholesale membership, comes a referral link? And if you were able to share this with my help with 3 of your closest friends and family members, you would be blessing your family by several $100s financially. Would that be a blessing for you guys? And then when they say yes, then you step in and you help them. But the first thing you have to do, you have to connect with people. This looks like getting on the phone to enroll. When someone's ready to join you, get on the phone. There are so many opportunities in that enrollment process for you to plant business seeds. When it's time for them to pick their URL or their website name, you get to say, oh girl, this is for your referral link. Oh yeah, Plexus will pay you when someone else decides they want to do this and they order from you. Oh, listen, this is your virtual office. This is where you come to look at your commission summary and how much money you're making back on your own products. Do you see how that's priming someone to recognize this as an opportunity? And then you must tell them what's possible. Don't assume that they're going to read the email or read the promotions. They're going to rely on you. And then you have to be willing to listen to and address their concerns or objections. If they say, yeah, I would share, but I just need my own results first. Guys, what they're actually saying is, help me understand how I could share even if I don't have my own results.
That's another thing. That is something, oh my God. What a perfect thing for, because I'm sure somebody said that, like, why would I share a weight loss journey and be able to sell weight loss products to someone when I have not seen any results myself? How can I sell that idea to somebody when I haven't seen any results myself? The answer is Photoshop. That's the real answer. What we actually get to see is lie. But that's a legitimate thing to say. And of course it's like, oh, well, I'll teach you how you can promote it to other people without actually having any results ever. I don't know. You should have real results when it comes to weight loss. If you're selling weight loss products, you have to be proof that the product works, because why would somebody invest in a product that has no proven results?
If they say, yeah, I would share, but I just don't have the time, I'm so busy, what they're actually saying is, show me how I could be successful at this, even though I have a full-time job, have a lot of kids, and I'm in grad school. They're asking you to paint a picture for what it would actually look like.
Is that what they're asking? I'm glad that she's interpreting what these people actually mean when they are giving legitimate reasons on why they don't want to be a part of this business or why they're not ready to join this business. Because if somebody came to me and, let's say I'm part of Plexus and I'm like, hey, I'd love for you to be a part of my team. I think you'd be awesome at it. Like, let's do this together. You and me can go far. Like, I will be with you this whole time. Like, let's go. And they're like, I just can't. I work full time. I'm at grad school at night. I take care of the kids. I'm with them all weekend. I make sure I spend time with them as much as I can. I don't have any free time to be able to do this. And I'd be like, Yeah, no, you don't. You're right. Good luck with everything. I know you'll be extremely successful, and I need to get out of this MLM. What the hell am I doing? That's how it would go for me.
Like, so that's when you say, oh, girl, listen, I understand how you feel. I also was that way. I was working full time, had 4 kids, and was in grad school. But listen,
But what if somebody wasn't? Like, I'm not. I can't relate to someone who has 4 kids, works full time, and is in grad school. So I can't relate to that. So that's kind of, that's not good.
you how I made it work, would you be open? So an objection is not a no. It's a help me understand how I could do this in spite of my concern. Objections are not a no. As soon as you can get on board with that,
Reasons are a no. Somebody saying, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, are either legitimate reasons for not joining an MLM or legitimate leave me alone, I don't want to join your MLM, but I want to be nice about it without just straight up saying no, which I think has to be the way that most people do it, is just straight up no. I don't want to join your MLM. Thanks but no thanks. Goodbye.
that's going to really open up the amount of conversations you're able to have about the opportunity. Okay, so don't overcomplicate this for your person. Help them think about what you did that got them to join. Sometimes they don't realize they've just been through a recruiting process, right? Until you break it down for them and say, okay, well, let's think about this. This is not really difficult, Sally, because Sally, when you joined, here's what I did to get you enrolled on my team. I connected with you about a problem that I knew you had. You had posted about this problem, so I connected with you about that. I asked a few questions to clarify your goals and your struggles. I then sent you the triplex video and I built your belief, and I recommended that we start there as a product combo with triplex. I gave you pricing and I asked if you were ready to go. You had a few more questions, so I handled those and I continued to follow up with you as needed. And then you were ready to get started. So that's what you would do, Sally, if you decide to share with other people. We'll just connect with them and let's see what kind of problems we can solve.
Sally, if you thought that everything that I did was because I thought you were special and wonderful and unique and really great for this opportunity, I just use that. So use that on other people because everyone is special and unique. And Sally, please find 3 people who find 3 people. It would really help me out.
For them. As they're open, I'll help you educate them using the same kind of tools and resources that I used with you. Does that sound like something you'd be able to do? Of course they're going to say yes, because all of a sudden now we've simplified it. They have an example of what it would look like, and they are the example. Okay, so here's what I'm saying when I'm on the phone. I'm like, listen, Sally, you could totally do this and you could earn $350 and fast start earnings. Listen, if I partner with you to serve the people closest to you in your life who we know are praying for relief, would you be open to that? And when they say yes, I say, awesome. Listen, do you want to start with maybe putting up a good post on Facebook? I can help you write something that is genuine and invites people to be a part of your story, invites them to join you on your journey. If I helped you with a good Facebook post and helped you pick out a picture, would you be open to posting it? Awesome. Encourage their bravery. Then I would say, okay, perfect. Now that we've got that post out of the way, who should we start reaching out to first? I think it's important here to set realistic expectations. Let them know. Some people, they'll have their first 3 people, they'll join right away. Some people will need to talk to 10 people, 15 people, 25 people. Set some expectations so your people understand it's normal. Whatever their journey looks like, it's normal. And then ask, where would you like to start? Who are the first 5 people that you want to reach out to? Tell me, do they need products, the opportunity, or both? And then you help them craft a message that feels genuine, that they feel confident and excited to share. And then you say, okay, great. What are your thoughts on this? Are you ready to get started sending it? And you encourage them every step of the way. Then I say, great, Sally, I'm so excited that you've sent this out to your friends today. Listen, I want to know what they say in response. Just know it's okay if you don't know how to respond. When you get a response back, you can screenshot it to me and I'll help you figure out what needs to be said next.
Super organic when you send things to your upline for them to cater the perfectly crafted message for you.
Okay, so I hope that was really helpful. I wanted to keep this short, sweet, and to the point. You guys, you are way more capable than you think when it comes to casting vision and getting people off to a strong start. So trust yourself, trust the resources that we already have in place. If you've not yet watched the Getting Started Plexus 101 video that Brittany and I made, be sure to check that out. That's another added resource for you and for your potential business builders. So best of luck with sharing, you guys. Cannot wait to see your teams just explode. See ya.
Bye, Plexus lady.
Hey, everybody.
I mean, she was right about it being short and to the point, because really you just say the power of three, you show that specific graphic, you say you find three who find three who find three, and that's every MLM. That's all of them. And you may once in a while want to throw in that you have products, because a lot of people will forget, like, is this just recruiting or do I have to sell products? It's like, oh right, yeah, ask people if they want products. Mainly the opportunity, but make sure to ask them if they want products, because otherwise if we don't bring up the products, people might accuse us of being a pyramid scheme, which I don't understand why. We just make graphics that look like a certain shape, and then we're confused when we highly focus on the recruiting aspect and not the product aspect, and why people are mad at us. We don't understand. Alright, you guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk all things Plexus in the comments below, and until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!